Hey everybody, this is the Brain Scratch Comms team here, and we're having a discussion about the new release Batman Arkham Asylum. Basically, we're going to be talking about what we thought about the game, what we liked and what we disliked, and we'd like you guys to get involved too. Go in the comments section and basically say what you thought. Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? And if you're feeling up to it, post a video response.
And basically, this game is win.
Although I agree with Spoonie in that it's a very good game, but there are just a few basic problems with it that keep it from being an all-time classic.
Yeah.
One problem I would immediately bring up is the overuse of detective mode.
Yeah, you can basically play the entire game in detective mode. There really isn't much reason to ever get out of it.
Yeah,
It's like a cross between Samus's visor and the Soliton radar. It's like the only time you ever really you ever really want to be out of detective mode is when you're checking to see if a particular henchman is on the platform you're on or the platform below it, stuff like that, because sometimes the X-ray vision is kind of disorienting.
Well, the most times I ever used it without the use of detective mode is when I was searching for the rest of the Riddler challenges and the riddles.
Yeah, you can't really look at the walls and stuff because they're just kind of there.
Incidentally, did Batman ever have like an X-ray vision cowl at any point in the comics, or
He
anything?
might have. He might have. If anything, I think he's more godly in the comics.
It sounds like something that should have been in like Batman Beyond or something.
No, didn't Batman Beyond have something like that?
Maybe, I don't remember. It's been a while.
It was set in the future and has to have.
Well, I don't remember if he made much use out of anything like that, but I would imagine it's something that fits.
Back to the Riddler discussion. Who else really loved the idea of having the Riddler do all this crazy stuff?
Oh, well, there's a kind of a love-hate relationship with that. On the one hand, you have to agree with Spoonie that, you expect more from the Riddler, but on the other hand, you have to be realistic. The game designers aren't the Riddler.
And the fact that not everyone's going to know who Calendar Man is.
Oh, well, there's that too. I didn't even know there was a Calendar Man.
I knew who he was. I'm just like, who the hell is supposed to know who
Calendar Man! There's a villain called Calendar Man!
It's a reject from Mega Man.
Calendar Man!
He's from the Silver Age.
Actually, that's kind of a bad example because anyone who sees a cell that happens to be wallpapered in calendar pages, it's going to be okay. I don't know if there's a Calendar Man, but it kind of fits the riddle, and you know what?
It sticks out of place.
It sticks out like a sore thumb. On the other hand, you don't necessarily know to look for a Tommy gun in association with a ventriloquist.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that one.
I remembered that from the animated series. I remember
it stuck out to me.
Yeah, basically all the Riddler challenges are kind of which of these things is not like the other one.
Pretty much.
I remember the two most blatant ones I remember are Harvey Dent and Mr. Freeze. I remember walking into the room, the riddle he gives is 2 ice puns, and the entire cell is covered in ice, and I'm just like, gee, I wonder what I'm supposed to scan here.
Someone left the freezer door open.
Yeah, it's not all obvious like that, because you actually do kind of have to take a slightly closer look to find, say, Catwoman's mask. But
my favorite is Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
I didn't even know there was a Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
That was the seesaw one?
Yeah, the seesaws at the front of the island.
Yeah, and they think you're so dense that they actually have to capitalize the word "see" and "saw" in the riddle.
Yeah, I was like, that would have been a much more clever riddle if it wasn't capitalized. Like, this is what you're supposed to look for.
It's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum saw it. Can you see it?
It's also exactly. When you listen to how the Riddler pronounces the riddles, it's like it's a big fucking clue to what you're supposed to be looking for.
I mean, Edward Nygma wouldn't make it that obvious.
Exactly.
But then again, they do have to make it easy enough for the kids and people who don't know about Batman to get.
Well, not kids. The game's like T-rated. It's obviously not aimed at kids. It's more like for older fans.
That's not gonna stop.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I think it's. Yeah, I know, but it's obvious that they're aiming it more at the older fan base. I mean, dark and gritty. It was more of a Tim Burton look to it. It's got the voice actors from the old animated series.
Yay, Mark Hamill, also known as Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fuck Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill is now forever in my mind the Joker.
Yeah, the voice acting was great in this game.
Hey. He was also the Hobgoblin in the Spider-Man cartoon. Why am I not
fuck
hearing
the Hobgoblin.
why am I not hearing any Hobgoblin love? Even though it was pretty much the same damn voice, only one was the Hobgoblin and one was the Joker.
Because the Joker's a lot more badass than the Hobgoblin.
I suppose so.
Hobgoblin is much. The Joker is a lot more memorable, just because it's done so awesome.
Yeah. I think the entire cast was the same as the animated series. I think the only one who was different was Ivy. Although I can't.
Well, the Riddler was also different, but I think that's because his voice actor isn't around anymore.
It's not like it's hard to imitate Edward Nygma's voice. It's not like he's some special voice. He's just an average guy.
Well, yeah, of an average guy with an ego the size of an airship, but...
Was anyone else disappointed by the lack of real big-time villains?
They could have used a lot more, if that's what you're getting at.
Well, let's try to do this in moderation here. They want to make a sequel. Let's save some of the big-time villains for the damn sequel.
No, I just thought Mr. Freeze would have worked perfectly, considering there's not much you can really do with him story-wise when you're trying to import multiple villains.
But
here's the thing. All the villains that they used have some place in the story. They didn't just throw in a villain for the fuck of having a villain.
Killer Croc comes pretty damn close.
No, Killer Croc worked.
I would consider they probably could have used one or two more villains, because you consider, all right, let's put it this way: you have the fight with Bane
is basically you fight him 3 different times.
Yeah, exactly. They could have after fighting the Titans, these are the Bane fights, only with.
I think their design mentality there. I'm not defending that. It was kind of lame, but their design mentality was probably the Bane fight was designed to tell you how to fight the Titan soldiers later on. So you see these guys, they're using the exact same tactics, and you already know how to beat them because you beat one of them before.
Also, Harley Quinn really wasn't a fight with Harley Quinn.
No, she was a cutscene boss.
Yeah,
she was a cutscene. To be fair, that was an awesome cutscene. She's like doing her whole flipping acrobatic thing, and Batman is just like slam owned.
And I won't spoil anything, but the final boss is incredibly disappointing.
God, don't get me started on the final boss.
Fuck spoilers. People need to know what's coming before they get to it. Look, the Joker. I'm going to say the Joker swings his arms around like an idiot, jumps up on a platform, and then you fight the same fucking henchman you've been fighting the entire fucking game. And the henchmen are more challenging than the Joker. This is especially disappointing when you see what the Joker is during the fight, what the build up to the fight. I'm not going to spoil that, but it's retarded.
Ivy was the best fight in the entire game.
Yeah, even though it's kind of like a throw batarangs at her kind of deal.
Yeah, but at least it made sense considering you can't really fight Ivy by yourself. I mean,
yeah, and incidentally, before the game came out, wasn't one of you wondering why they turned Ivy into sort of a mutant plant thing kind of thing in one of the trailers?
That. I was more wondering what plot she would have in the story, because I could see where Bane fit in and Killer Croc, but I mean, I'm just what does Ivy have to do with this?
Would you guys consider the Poison Ivy boss to be considered like a natural plant organic mech?
Sort of. I faced worse, so.
I mean, the goddamn petals shoot machine gun spores.
I liked the Killer Croc boss, and I know Ryan disagrees with that, but I liked the Killer Croc boss.
It was just a boring level.
I'll admit I was a bit tense while fighting it, because I eventually found out that I could later abuse the whole sound level thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I died the most times during that boss fight, but that was just because I had no idea where he was coming from. I was like, where the fuck is he?